We will see if that assisted in the health of the broadcast, because it was not connecting very well. So we'll see. Find out when you goofballs come back, and we'll discuss whatever you guys want. And maybe we will get into. I was explaining in the other video. One of my favorite websites called stolenhistory.org. Highly suggest that. Maybe we'll discuss some things out of there. The 100-year cycles of plagues. But although I don't really necessarily buy into it being anything else than fiction. There's not a lot of evidence for much of these things. It's other than just writing, and a lot of it is really, it's very fictional. Fictional narratives that go on. I mean, you can see it right in front of you, like with what's going on these days, and you can see how easy it is to lie with statistics, to manipulate numbers, and to make, how much verification can you have from these old plagues that happen once, apparently every 100 years. 1520, 1620, 1720, 1820. A lot of the bubonic plague, black plague. What's up, Stan? Is this helped a little bit? Is it any better now? Is the connection issue any less? There's a chance I could just turn the TV off and see if that helps, but I don't think it will. And yeah, we'll get it. Maybe we'll talk about. Maybe we'll get into the mud flood stuff again. Maybe we'll get into where this goes. And again, it's going to rely on how good the stream health is. If it's not, like right now, it's telling me there's nobody in here. So you seen one circle. So I don't know, man. I might not be able to. I might not be able to make a video. And I guess this. If that keeps happening, I'm not going to do any deep talk into anything, because I don't want any of my words to get cut off. We'll keep it a little more superficial. Keep it more topical, and unless anybody has any specific questions, I can try to answer as per usual. Yeah. Let me get the beverage in me. See if I can't get prepped for talking. I do wonder if I just change location though, maybe that will help. Infection time cycles. Yeah, there. I don't know what you caught of last time I was talking, like last video. They seem to line up somewhat with the solar cycles, and obviously you just have the general spring, people unthawing and having symptoms of whatever sickness looks like to people, because they've been holed up for the winter. They probably were inactive, not a lot of movement going on in the body. But then there's the larger cycles that seem to work with the solar cycles, and then you have the 30-year cycle. So the 100 years. So the solar cycle is 9 years, right, or 11 years, one of the two. I think it's 11 years, and then you have the 100-year cycle, which seems to be, that's where all of the plagues are kind of written, all of the different things that supposedly occurred. And then I think the 30-year cycle is, that's kind of revolves around when someone has a child and then the child grows up, and the skirt that people are wearing, the the influence of, as soon as you're 30, your kid's probably, cycles into how people, just what's in style, what's in fad, and so there's that influence. So every 30 years, it kind of loops back around, and that's just I don't know, that I don't know what really that has to do with sickness, but it certainly does to a degree, because mentality certainly influences people's, your mental health is very correlated to your physical health. What's up, Divine Hazel? I've never really been impressed by the 10 numbering, and like, it's, everybody's like, oh, 10 is important and 100 is important. I never noticed that. I think there's probably a deeper numeric cycle that probably deals with a more accurate calendar, and I would always suggest, man, it's lagging again. I would always suggest using the Mayan calendar for larger cycles, because it's a natural, it's almost as natural as you could find to the human body. I can try to, let me see if this lags if I go over here. I don't know. It might just be. Here, let me see if this helps. There you go. Let me do something. Okay, cool. See if this helps at all. What should we do? Yeah, it's where I am. Yeah, I can try to do it from the media room. That might be helpful. Yeah, I mean, at home, the internet connection it's at my house. It's actually sitting there in the house, where the internet connection here is building wide, and the internet connection I'm using here, I think I thought would be better. It doesn't always. I think it's probably just because so many people are using the network now. Yeah, there's hospitals right there, and there's some other major network succubuses. It's not, but it's not telling me on my side it's lagging though. So it usually would tell me. It would usually like. But let's see. After I've moved over here, is this helping at all? And when you say it's lagging, are you saying that it's cutting out my words too, or does it just cycle and then you can still hear everything I have to say? Let me get my beverage. I mean, if it's lagging once every 3 or 4 minutes, we can still chat. But if it's lagging like every minute or so, that's going to be retarded. But that's probably the colors we got here. I've really been enjoying. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun for now because I got the scribblings on the wall. It's kind of neat. Maybe I'll just wait. Maybe I'll do a show a little later. Maybe there'll be less people sucking up the network. Yeah. Cool, Stan. Okay. So it's a little better over here. Just a micro adjustments in where I am in the room. Maybe is helping. The phone just needed a fresh space. Mm. Okay, let's get back into the clocks and cycles, and I kind of was getting into like the using the Mayan calendar as a system of timekeeping. No, it's funny. I was reading something yesterday or the day before that somebody had proposed a new calendar that would get rid of leap year, but they did all these funky things to the calendar, and it didn't really make a lot of sense. But I mean, even the calendar we have now, we got the Gregorian calendar, and you're throwing Julius Caesar as July and Augustus Caesar as August into a calendar that was originally 10, was based on Deca, so the 10 months. So it's the reason why you have October, November, December, which means 8, 9, and 10, but they're actually the 10th, 11th, and 12th month, which doesn't make any sense. So Oct is 8, Nov is 9, Deca is 10. So there's that interesting input into the calendar. And then you have the Mayans that use the sun and the moon calendar linked together for planting, harvesting, fasting, all sorts of different things. Very interesting calendar. I don't know if you've ever, I don't know how deep you've studied that calendar, but there's a dude that does. He does like a 4-hour presentation, and he did a few of them on called I think it's called his name is Ian Lungold. Ian Ian Lungold, Lungl GLOD GOLD, yeah, Lungold. And it's called the Mayan Calendar Comes North, I believe. I think that's the presentation. And if you can find a condensed version, you might want to, if you haven't. What's up, Synchron? Yeah, September is the 7th. Yeah. Or excuse me. Yeah. September is. I totally forgot to add that. So September. So it's July, August, and then September, October, November, December. There you go. So, excuse me. So yeah, getting back to that, Ian Lungold. Interesting that his name is Lungold. Very awesome presentation about he explains the ages and the compression of time, much like Terence McKenna, but Terence McKenna did like time wave zero stuff. And according to Terence, he knew nothing about the Mayan culture whatsoever, but he still came up with the same end date for the calendar being December of 2012, and basically his theory was called novelty theory. And it's the Mayan calendar that Ian Lungold breaks down, and it shows the compression of time and how novel things became. So there's that big connection to why, like, okay, the world didn't end in 2012, but certainly didn't things become kind of goofy to the point where like we have so much meme culture that meme culture has replaced any real novel ideas, that everything became just a character. Everybody became a character of themselves, and there was anything new really happening. Everything was just kind of shuffling and changing. And yeah, so check that presentation out by Ian Lungold. Middle name is XEL Zell. Yeah. And interestingly, he was a young dude and he had passed. I don't, that's to me is like, did he go to another realm? Because he didn't. He was always looked in shape. He wasn't that old. He was probably in his 50s. So I always find that stuff kind of funny. Where I mean, you can see with they're like in perfect health, perfect shape, and all of a sudden, oh, they died from whatever, like some ridiculous disease or something. Like, I don't know about that. That's not, that's not how that works. So how are we doing on the gagging, the lagging, the gagging? What else do you want to get into here? Owen Harris. Well, hopefully you're getting the major points here. Like I said earlier, Stan. I didn't want to get too deep into too much, so I don't want anything to be lost in translation. Owen Harris, the Farmer's Almanac and the Mayan calendar to guess those things. But then there's also the other edition of artificial intervened weather modification, which can really play into that. Let me go fill my cup and we will chat. And as we were talking about calendars and time and things like this, obviously March 22nd is a pretty big date. 21st, 22nd, and that's equivalent to Jesus rising out of his tomb. There's that Ishtar, the Easter kind of thing, where spring or the real beginning of the new year is. And that I think will be the key date for when, like, if you look at like this whole Corona circus nonsense, if you map it out for when it kind of first came into awareness consciousness, that I think that will be like the end of what they can do to influence people. Yeah, so and there's a couple other key things going on with planetary alignments and stuff. What else should we dig into here? I'm almost properly lubricated to talk here. Apparently, people are out on a Saturday night. Here, hasn't been much traffic today. It's very interesting. Then again, I haven't really walked into the major heart of the city, but this intersection here is usually a lot busier. But then again, it is Saturday, so I suppose people might just be they might just be holed up, chilling, eating beans. Speaking of beans, I think maybe I'll do a cooking show tomorrow. I'll show you guys how to make a really awesome white bean soup or something. Do you think in a couple months there will be a giant Earth event? Um, Perhaps. I mean, I still I would bet on the date. I'd bet on the plasma thing on the 21st of December. Although in the height of the summer, there might be, with 21st of June, right? Is that it's like the midpoint? There could be. I don't know. I'll have to do a little more research into the astrology of it. Yeah. There are other two. Oh, cool, man. Okay, Owen Harris. Check it out. Hit me up with that. Hit me up with that Owen Harris synchron. Can you do that on Instagram so I can just click on it later? Or just remind me his name, because if I get to the end of this video, depending on how long I do it, I'm gonna forget that. Wakey is awesome. He is he's certainly one of the people. Like when I read his book, which one did I read? The blue one. What's it called? Anyways, it was, yeah. That was one of the first like whoa, synced up moments. Like very synced up reading that book. He's super knowledgeable. What's his name? Mark. His name's Mark, right? Mark Knight. But Wakey's, yeah, he's one of my favorite out there, for real. Did you see the one that he interviewed? He interviewed he interviewed a couple people about the, it's like an astrophysicist and someone else, and but he did it like really on some fun stuff, and got them to do like a really long video before he started just like kind of, you know, making without saying the Earth was flat. He was asking questions that were leading to that, and it was interesting to listen to the yeah. Yeah, Russian chick, yeah. Uh-huh. And wasn't it, didn't he also, that the chick that you gotta save the planet from, that one, the climate change, that dumb. Didn't he interview her too? And anybody, oh, yeah, Russian vids as well. He's pretty cool. He put out a couple videos recently. I mean, the news for everything that's going on now is it's so ridiculous. The 33 coding and everything. it's obscene. Every little snippet and video that I've watched on, or anything that I've read on it, there's always, it's 33% that, or 33 people, or it's always every single time. So, oh yeah, and this NBA thing, the NBA basketball thing is really interesting to me, because now there's another player that he came down with a sickness. You see, there's a disproportionately high number of famous people that supposedly have the mind virus. Disproportionately. And now there's like 3 people in the NBA, and the connection is, they played them, that, they played this team on this date, and this person has it. Oh no, that was 2 weeks ago, and then the connection to everybody else they come in, contact with, blah blah blah. And Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, his wife supposedly has it, and he did an interview just recently. It's all hilarious. I don't know. They try. I don't know if you've seen this video of uh, Cuomo, the governor of New York. Like he unveiled a product that they were selling, the New York State hand sanitizer or something. It was completely the most ridiculous thing, and I was like, "Is this a joke?" And as I'm watching it, I'm like, "No, this is actually really happening. No, no shit." So yeah, this is it's goofy, man. It's like that everything has become so goofy and it's comedic. Synchron, yeah, I'm all in on that concept. Maybe I'll just, even though I've alluded and directly correlated that in every video that I've made on it, on the Corona circus. But yeah, I mean, I didn't say the word placebo effect, but certainly, it's certainly the mind causing people to be sicker than they are. I mean, there's no doubt people are going to get sick and whatever happens, but yeah, I think the Canadians Prime Minister. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The famous people do not have it, but that's the thing. Is the it thing is it doesn't exist. That's the thing, and I think the placebo effect is it's very strong. That's the whole game is the media is pushing it so hard. It's it's comedic. It's a dystopian comedy drama. It's kind of like what Waky's dystopian comedy drama future of things. It's like if it wasn't so ridiculous, I think really it's really just splitting the population from who is actually that stupid and who isn't. I think there's something that occurred. I think if there has been in the past plagues and things, I think it was no different. I think it was spread through the news, right? Like through the media. I think it's no different now. It's using electronic devices rather than a piece of paper. And it's interesting. Don't use money because the money will use plastic. Okay, so if I go to the store and I use my debit card, I have to put my hand on there and push all the buttons that somebody else is gonna. So what's the difference? It is no different. it's just like these little trick. Like how does the average person not see the goofiness of it? Yeah, I don't really get it. The more separation they make happen, the more they can conquer and divide. Yeah, we were talking about that kind of yesterday. I don't. I mean, what is it for them to conquer anymore if they've already like their tactic has always been divisiveness, but like the conquer thing, I don't know. Like that just seems so. It's like, did you win yet? What's the what do you get? What's the door prize? It's to me it's so goofy that I don't it doesn't seem it seems pointless. It seems pointless. It seems like just the duper's delight kind of thing. Um, they've learned the behavior of bullshitting and lying their entire life, so that's just going to continue to do it because they don't see it as anything other than self-preservation tactics. But like to the degree they're doing it now, like I don't. There's obviously something else at play. Then it's not just to get people sick. It's not to. It could be have people kill themselves off by using, um, placebo effect, and to get people buy all of the garbage from the store and eat more because we're just going to overconsume a bunch of cheap canned goods, which certainly are not the healthiest thing to eat. Yeah, but I mean, there's always some major event on the horizon, right? Yeah, conquer the minds. Well, yeah, well, yes, yes, but again, it always goes light. Um, there is a consensus reality. There is some like we're all observing it. Like nobody here was like, hey, let's let's make sure that everybody uh, is contraband. Everybody's sick. Everybody. I mean, like we know people to be goofy and sick and diseased, but like nobody would have guessed at this. So that like the larger reality that they're playing, the game that they're playing is like it's just it's monumentally weird. You know? And most people that I've talked to, they're pretty aware that it's completely um, like panic-inducing for the common person. They know that it's all overhyped, over sensationalized. Most people know it's just basically. I might say most. Maybe not most people, but a good enough number of people know that it's just over sensationalized. But there is the real world effect of all these people believe it, and so then if you don't believe it, you become ostracized. It's just like thinking the Earth is and knowing the Earth is probably a flat realm versus in delivered hand delivered. Um, and so now, like, if you aren't that the sickness is real. If you don't buy that, like you're not. Uh, there was a paper I was reading, and it basically was saying that your rugged individualism as an American is causing it's basically like they were using like the Ayn Rand rugged individualism to say that it's it's causing people to be sicker because we believe we know better than science. That was kind of the more is that right? The it's kind of what the paper was getting at. What's going on? Well, see here, Divine Hazel, though. But that's the bigger point. The virus doesn't exist. A virus is dead. It's not a thing. You can't get the virus because of that. It doesn't. It, it's not a thing. That's the point. I can't spray the virus because the virus isn't a physical object that you can see, or it's just basically a mentality. That's all it is. Um, Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's that play, obviously divine. The play was to adjust markets, adjust the economies. Certainly, we were talking about it yesterday about like it's a first step to gentrification. That there's that, and I would say that's the long game. If this realm continues to exist, you know. It is much like that. Yes, it's much like it. Um, like a virus on a computer. But if because I would gamble at the coming apocalyptic event of December 21st, alignment of planets and plasma apocalypse and all of this. Um, I would lean towards that, but I don't think everyone within those societies knows that. Some, I think, at the higher levels certainly know, but that doesn't mean they will trickle down the information. They would just say, "Oh, just business as usual. Business as usual." You can't just get on TV and be like, "Hey, there's an asteroid about to hit the the planet," and that's watch all all the Hollywood movies. I mean, and the story was was always like, do you tell the population? because if you do, everybody's gonna freak out. So you just act like it's business as usual. And the people in the highest source of power, knowing, probably have, you know, maybe some spaceships that if there is a plasma opening in the sky, they can dip out, or they can go into a bunker and go underground or whatever. So I think those things are valid. Um, but the game here is just to it's business as usual. Business as usual. I mean, are they trying to? What if this is a the positive here is what is this is a benefit, and they know that a plasma apocalypse is coming, and they know what will happen with gravity, which we'd call gravity, but it's not. It's a electromagnetic spectrum that gives you the idea of what you think of as gravity. So if they know this electrical magnetic phenomenon is going to occur where people can possibly get sucked up into the sky, and or do they or they are they using this right now to get people to listen, to stay inside so they don't get sucked up into the sky? Is that it? If there is a useful benefit here, it's kind of like, you know, if you're a kid and your parents say, you stay inside because they know they watch the weather, right? Or they know that, you know, it's going to snow tomorrow, but you don't as a kid. So instead of going out, they're like, stay in. And you're like, why? What are you doing? But, and so what if this is a very similar thing where they're while it is manipulative and controlling of the population, but what if it's to literally keep people from getting sucked up into the sky? So that way, when this event occurs, if it does with the plasma apocalypse, people will they already figured out who will pay attention, like what they'll do, you know, because of this right here. Divine Hazel, yeah, I mean that is a grand thing. But what is the outcome of that, though? You know, what is the outcome? It could go a lot of different ways. Um, you know, once the trust in money, in what the trade value of money is, things have to change. That would change. Like where people would, you know, they go to the farm, plant, you know, they better learn how to grow your own food, et cetera, et cetera. Um, but like, how does they crash the economy? Do they do it on purpose, or does it happen somewhat organically because people no longer see the government as viable? They have no interest in listening to what the media says, and you know, there's levels to it. Or do you just jump into the, you know, go outside and there's a plasma event happening? You're like, peace out, I'm dipping, yo. I'm Superman. I'm out of here. See you later, alligator. It's not an actual, like a bacteria. Bacteria. It's you can you, you can get your cells in your body to multiply in many different ways, and it uses your your mental capacity to do it. Like you release stressors into the body. All these people that are stressed out, they're releasing that stress in their body, which is coming out of their mind. You know, they've got the thing. Yeah. So are you talking about like the black hole sun and the? You talking about the? Yeah. Yeah. The black. There you go. The black. Yeah. Ducks to the black hole sun. All that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. It's the powers and the magic um because it's magical because you can't see it, even though they know it's there. Maybe they can. Maybe their eyes work. If you were to look at the sun and sun gaze, maybe you'd be able to see different bodies in the sky. It's a possibility. So I don't discount that either. That's definitely plausible. But if we get into this balance thing of balance, then there must be those. There can't be just it cannot just be what you'd consider evil and people in control. That couldn't happen, or else everything would have already been, you know, everything would have already went south to just like everyone's controlled. It's the NWO, that whole thing, you know. So it can't be that everyone in there is self-serving, egomaniacal, um, you know, doing things for the evil. It couldn't be like that. Again, evil and good is very loose terms I'm using here. Divine Hazel, can people? I don't know. That's the problem is the absolute amount of to keep them underneath a belief system, the amount of cognitive dissonance that has to occur, you know, that occurs when you tell somebody like something like, hey, go do the research on this is the video that I made the other day on why it's so completely difficult for almost anyone to accept that the realm that we live on is most likely flat. It's most likely is, and it means that they have to go, they have to use this logic that it's very easy logic, but then you have to go, literally everyone that you've ever thought was supposed to tell you the truth either misled you on purpose or they were too stupid. So you don't accept that scientists are stupid. So you say, well, NASA's a bunch of scientists. The doctor, they went to school for a long time. I can't be that smart. I didn't go to school for 8 years. What do I know about medicine? And they can't be lying. And you'd have to take into account that everything that you've ever known is either because the teachers were too stupid to figure it out for themselves. Well, that I believe. Believe most of the teachers to be unaware. I don't think teachers are in on it. I just think they think they're educating people, and they are. But they don't see how. They don't see into what. And I don't think most people in NASA know all the whole game. I think it's so compartmentalized, and I don't think most doctors believe they're doing something. So see, the thing is, now you have to just go, okay, so everybody that explained this to me growing up, the Earth is, and the doctors are not, and that they're all just highly miseducated and wrong, if you will. And you have to do that. And so everybody that you deal with, that cognitive dissonance, that's I don't think most people can get out of it, you know, because the one thing that I'll say over and over again, you can't make a man know something when his paycheck relies on him not knowing. So people have those to pay until the financial system is somewhat different. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be a hard task for people. It has been promised that the Earth would not be destroyed. Yeah, synchron. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I don't doubt that people. Yeah, but the thing is, most people can't read the symbol. They can't read the symbology of it because how would they know? How would you know? How would you know? You grow up just not even assuming. You just you blindly because you trust your parents, you trust the teachers, you trust all of this, and so you go through life like that. And here's what it is. This is all you know. Um, Magic and all of that. oh, it's just a guy doing card tricks. It's just magic is that to people. Magic is not like real deal high level magic. They're like, no, no, I can't be, no. That guy's just doing a trick. That so you see a magician, uh, what the word is and what it was originally created at, like what that was really meant in the beginning versus now. It's two different things, two wildly different things. Yeah, I agree with you. It's up to us, not anybody else. But like most people don't have the whole thing of free will. It's been de- it's been removed. The mindset is you don't know, you can't know, you won't know. It's not possible. So most people don't have they're so like the idea that everyone has the capacity certain people can. What is it? A select few? Is it selected on purpose? Is it a few? There's a few of us. Air, fire, earth, and water, that kind of thing. Perhaps. Is it? Was it because some people have lived it in more lifetimes, and you're at that stage of your development? Because everybody is not gonna. You can't expect a 5-year-old to drive a Lamborghini, a six-speed Lamborghini. You can't expect that. So what if most of the people are equivalent to that? And I mean, I get it is up to the us or whatever that is, but certainly, I swear, I think. Hold on a second. There's this smell that I hate more than anything, and it's the smell of perfume. Like it's awful. And I feel like somebody is downstairs at the bus stop, and they're wearing way too much perfume or cologne or whatever. It's just awful. Is it just disgusting. That like the smell of you ever know those chicks from the club that would smoke a bunch of fucking smoke some Newports and then put vanilla. Ugh, that's the grossest thing. Almost as bad as the smell of just normal, oh, it's flowery perfume. Does anybody like that? Walking in the mall and going through the perfume section is just awful. Um, I hear you. I hear you on that. I've heard a lot of people say such things. For me, uh, my shit is always in a wave. It just depends. Sometimes my sleeping pattern changes. Sometimes I can get out of body easier than other times. Sometimes synchronicities happen more than others. It's there's so many different variables for me that go into like what I'm good at or what my powers might be and all of that. Um, it just changes from time to time. It's not. You personally smelled. Of course, you smell divine. Synchron. I'll have to check that out, man. I'm very interested in checking that out. Um, yeah, a couple years ago, I did a video on that idea, and I think they put it at, I don't know, like one of those like media sites that does esoteric stuff. They posted it on there. I forget what the name of it was. It was like Rahu and the dark sun, all of that kind of. Well, Synchron, what is What's interesting is there was apparently a time that the sun, they apparently went in different directions, and a lot of people think that was the pendulum and the plasma event, where it kind of rewound the clock, as it were, and so the sun and the moon moved in a different direction. I think it's a possibility. Still trying to figure out what the crows are saying. The crows always be talking to me, yeah. Usually they're just paying attention to my friends too, like to make sure that they're okay. crows and crows and ravens and blackbirds and such. Interesting. Donnie from Daytona. I don't know who that is. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I think the see. I think the second smaller sun is probably the sun from the other realm. I think that that's what we get to see. You know, the next realm out. If you take it from the sense that we live in the cosmic egg theory, the Norbus theory, the Martin Kenny's work, I think that's what people are capable of seeing, and I think the large worth of stars and suns and things. And so that's why the Vatican owns the schools, and they own the schools that have the people get to see. Yeah, that's a synchron that the eclipse that happened a couple of years ago. I did a video exactly on that. Not knowing very well, but it just seemed like, sometimes you just start talking, you say something that you don't know, that you know it. It was kind of like one of those videos. Um, yeah, Katu and Rahu. Yeah, the eclipse thing is very interesting. Your sister's got liver spots. I mean, the easiest way, as always, is do coffee enemas. You gotta get the certainly a backup of bile in the gallbladder. How's her general digestion, and how does she shit? I mean, just to get right to point. Does she have solid stool? Is it black? Is it does she have diarrhea? Does she shit on a regular basis? What's her diet like? Those are major things. But oh, yeah, I can smell that person's. I think, yeah, I can smell their perfume. It's so awful. And other ways to get rid of liver spots, I would assume, ingest some. I, I'm probably the only one out here telling people to drink more alcohol. Actually, I'd seen a video today about using cinnamon whiskey, like what's the stuff, Fireball. So this dude from like special ops, right? Like he was in the army, blah blah blah. He's like, to get rid of any types of bacteria. What they teach you to do is take alcohol, like about a tablespoon, every 15 minutes or so, and you basically turn it into an aerosol by doing that. So you're turning it into, so it's covering, like you're breathing it in, and so you're getting all of that aerosol into your lungs, and it's covering by breathing it in, basically. So there you go. That's one way to clean it. And so I mean, obviously you're killing bacteria just by drinking it, but if you use it in an aerosol varietal, if you don't have a can, you can just. How's using espresso? Not as good. I don't believe it's as good. And because and espresso is darker roast, so what they've done is they've cooked the beans at a higher temperature, so it's darker, and it's removed a lot of caffeine, and the caffeine in your butt to go up into your. It's where people get hepatitis. It just means bacteria in your hepatic vein that runs from your liver down to your intestines. So when you do a coffee and it runs back up um, into your liver and gallbladder and causes it. I mean, the other thing you can do is if people are not willing to jam coffee up their butt, light roast is the best. Um, is do a lemon, lime, grapefruit, and oil liver flush. That will pressurize the liver and gallbladder to push up stones and bacterias and things like that. But a lot of it is going to be bacteria related and then stone related. She used to be an alcoholic. Did Again, as I always point out, usually people that are drink way too much, their diet is shit, and it's not the alcohol that's causing the problem. It's the food. It's drinking until you're drunk, and then going and getting fried mozzarella sticks and pizza and donuts and all that garbage. That's the culprit. There's no You're not gonna get a fatty liver from. There's no fat in here. How's it gonna produce fat? You get the fatty liver from all of the other garbage that you go. Their general dietary habits are no good. Um, so would I suggest her? No. If she has a problem drinking, probably not. I mean, if you call it a tincture, it works. It's a better idea. Um, so you would only use, you know, if you get a tiny little bottle of whatever, it doesn't look like alcohol, even though it is. And espresso is awesome. For me, I love espresso because it has such a small amount of caffeine, and it's actually pretty healthy for you because they're cooking the beans and getting rid of some of the, like after you toasted the beans, right, and then you put them into the espresso machine. It's underneath the hot water, boiling water, for a much less, it's a much shorter period of time, and it's putting a lot of pressure on the beans, so it's extracting more of the good things out of it. This dude, what's his name, Paul Check, he does a couple videos on why he drinks espresso and how it's good for you. Paul Check, he's got a good book out too on health, and he's this dude. He's like 60, and he's a beefcake. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says on health, but yeah, Patrick, be more. Yeah, that's where that's where I'm from. Be more. Murderland. That's what they call it. Be more Murderland. Yeah, it is. I think drinking espresso is healthy. Again, it's a bean. Anything. But then as soon as coffee, or two of the most heavily sprayed products on the planet, and the chemicals in both of those are what causes people to be sick. So that's the coffee on its own, tobacco on its own, are very healthy products. But then you get the whole system that is chemically chemically altering the substance, and you're burning the chemicals. Either way, with coffee, you're boiling, you're extracting the chemicals out and smoking. So it's not, and that way they're no good for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She didn't take care of the liver she was given. What makes anyone think she'll take care of a transplanted one? Yeah, they should. I mean, but there's other issues underneath that, obviously. But I mean, liver is related to what? Was it anger and grief? Is that you know how each organ has a specific set of energies that goes along with it, and I believe liver problems are anger stored in the liver, anger, grief. You can look that up. So I mean, those are underlining issues that would be solved quite really just by doing enemas, cleaning it out. That those memories and molecules and energies that are going on in the liver and the gallbladder, if you release them, like whenever I've explained this story many times, but years ago when I did a series of like 20 some coffee enemas over like 3 days, my entire attitude just altered. Like just my like the way that my brain functioned, my speaking patterns, my general feeling about things just changed because I literally had released what was, released the demons. Like seriously, like the color, the putrid smell, the bacteria, the black bile, the all of that was stored in there, from a lifetime of eating garbage was released, and it changed my mentality about things. So you can work on a mentality and spirituality through a physical thing, right? I mean, think about it. Go get a massage. You feel better afterwards. You literally feel better, and it's also moving things around your body that you can shit out as toxins. You can massage on your liver, gallbladder. Will do quite a number of things. That's related to anger. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where she's coming from. Like, with past relationships. I mean, everybody's got like traumatic relationships, trauma, anger issues to a degree, right? Ex-husband, perhaps, parental figures, whatever. I don't know, but I mean, those are all secondary. Like, you can do meditate on it and be accepting of things, but until you remove the actual physical hold on to memory system, until you remove that shit doesn't go away. Sometimes you just gotta dance. Sometimes you gotta get that house music in you. Okay. See, I don't even need to go to the club. I can just dance here. Patrick Roger, you like house music? Detroit. Well, let's see. What is this? I don't know who that was. That sound kind of Detroit, Chicago-y. A little more. Do you know that song by Divine Hazel? Do you know that song by Licky Lee? Lykke, Licky Lee, and look up the song "Dance Dance Dance" with her and Bon Iver. It's most magical, excellent song. It's called "Dance Dance Dance," and they're outside. And if you don't know who Iver is, Bon Iver, highly suggest listen to his album, his albums. Uh, I think it was Wolves 1 and 2, and um, that's magical stuff. Very, very. Bon Iver means long, long winter, I believe. And he stayed in a cabin and recorded his whole album on an 8 track, which was pretty interesting considering. Um, so yeah, Bon Iver and Licky Lee. Licky Lee is hilarious. You been listening to loud music? Yeah, I was out. I was out yesterday or the day before. I don't even remember. I was dancing around yesterday. Yeah, just dancing around the streets, man. It's so much fun. Cause you just you just walking on the street, there's somebody just playing some wild ass music. You just geek out to it, man. That's why I couldn't imagine living in any other city. There's only two other places that are even close, and that's like, yeah, it's not even like Nashville, but Nashville is country, and I don't like Nashville too much. I didn't like it when I was there. And Austin is supposed to be pretty cool, but um, DLH, what's that? The delivery? DLH, isn't that a delivery truck? The yellow and red delivery trucks? What are you talking about? Uh, Montreal. I have. I don't believe I've been to Montreal. I've been to a few Canadian places. Toronto was pretty cool, but it's too cold. Like Niagara Falls, Toronto, all that. That's cool, but what is and Patrick, what is oh, Divine Light Hazel. Oh, okay. I figured that out. That was easy. Well, she put it's all in caps, so I never divided it up that way. DLH. Yes, I got you now. That's in the memory banks. And Montreal, that's above Lake Huron, right? That's still in the east, right? Because you got the major cities right there in the east, and then you get the two over there above Washington. This is the weather, man. Like I I need the sunshine, you know. I gotta like right now. I think it was 80 today, but due to certain uh, because they canceled the parades for St. Patrick's Day. Well, I was kind of hungover anyway, so I had no business being outside. I had no business being out drinking. Mm. Did I figure out what it is? No, it's not this, is it? The architecture, a lot of that old Tatarian ancient stuff. Yeah, that's really yeah. For me, I need 10 months of summer. I can't be dealing with. I like. I have no problem with it being 90 degrees. Even I'll take 100-degree days because f the cold, f the cold right in the a, huh? Yeah, the yeah, but the jazz festival. There's no way it has anything on the jazz festival down here. But I got moved because of this dumbass shit. The Corona Circus. The jazz is the local festival, which is I think there's something like 30 stages all over the city, uh, and that's it's free. It's just they basically just shut down the entire front quarter, and that's kind of more just locals know about it. I mean, people from other places come, but it's like kind of more of a local event, and that's totally awesome. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I'm going to Canada. People are nice. They're kind people. But I mean, I've like, even here, like here, I found that the out of every city that I lived in, the nicest people are in New Orleans. It's not even close. Um, what's my best guess about who? That's tough, man. Because, like, I mean, obviously you can point to the Tartarian Empire and all of that, but we don't really know who that was. We don't know who those people were. They're like, were they connected to the red hairs, the Aryans, the Genghis Khan? Was he red hair? Was that Asian? Uh, but I mean, how long ago could it have been? How long ago was it? Certainly, it's not. They were not built by the people that take credit for them. You know, Freemasonry is Freemasonry, right? Free. They and also the size and scale of the building says that it's people that were giants, that were bigger. Could it have been as recent as a few hundred years? Perhaps. But a lot of the buildings looked weathered, very weathered. White and Tar Nation, that's correct. Yeah, the Tartars, tartar sauce. You know. So yeah, I think it was probably a race and species of giants that went out one realm, and it probably two resets ago, and that's I say that because a lot of the buildings just looked more weathered than what would be 100 years worth of weathering. They look like hundreds of years old weathered. Oh man, Divine Hazel. You know the Canadian hockey players want you to party, but didn't the person you went with didn't party? Man, what are you doing? What are you doing hanging out with people that don't party? um, yes, Synchron. That's I like. Yeah, that's one thing that I've learned in life is I don't take compliments and I don't take insults because if I take one, I have to take the other. So like, I just try to rid myself of both of them. That's why it's like when somebody says something kind to me, I'm like, I don't know how to handle that. I don't because if I do, then if somebody says something negative, then I have to kind of equally give that place in my mind. Yeah. But yeah, the emotional trauma, infancy and childhood, yeah, that those are really those I think are the easiest way to get rid of those is literally fasting and doing cleanses. Because to access those memories, uh, that's it's an almost it's a fool's quest really. Because it's tied so much to physicality. And so I mean, the first thing you're doing, right? You're coming out the trauma of birth, in a hospital, getting all the vaccines, all that. That's stored somewhere in your system. And to get rid of that, you need to. If you're 30, you should probably water fast for 30 days straight, and then you could get rid of that. There you go. So, exactly. You have to be comfortable with your, what you'd call your shadow or your dark side or whatever, and what you'd call evil. I mean, it's not. It's what's good to one person is evil to somebody else. Let's be very clear with that. So I mean, it's not. When you say evil, it's not like going out and harming things. It's not like evil doesn't. To some people, it means if you have a dark side. No, it doesn't mean that you're gonna run around the streets, murdering people, raping and pillaging and all of this. Like it's not. That's not what that means. It just means like, hey, some people have a blue dark sense of humor, and when one fasts, so karma arises. Yes, fasting will definitely bring up what you'd really consider karma, meaning like a physical karma, like a physical object, the mother, the ma, the car, arc, an energy of the physical object. So that definitely comes up, and so you'll have emotions. You'll have emotions like during a fast that are connected literally to the releasing of that energy that was stored in your fat or in something. Memory is stored. Yeah, memory is stored in your cells, not in your brain. Your brain processes the storage that is held in your body, different places. Patrick Rogers, evil just means going against nature. Yeah, and what is human nature though? See, that's when people say evil, they mean like, oh, you got an evil streak. You know that whole kind of like, I got a black leather jacket. I ride a motorcycle, and I now yeah, we'll fight about that. I'm like, yeah, that's people have a very disjointed idea of what evil actually means. But if nature is what's his nature? What's his human nature? What's up, Zara Wolf? Yeah, I mean, who hasn't? That's the thing. I mean, what is nature held within what we consider the righteous, good thing to do? There's too many variables, and there's an inner knowing. Most people's inner knowing is connected to their stomach, and so, what's up, Sarah? And so if you use literal crap and there's shit in there, so they're because you this is your second brain. Actual brain is your stomach, your well not your stomach, your intestines more or less. There's more of a surface area of information that's being transmitted there, and if it's not clean and you have garbage, you're not going to have a gut instinct, and you're not going to be able to do what is natural, what is nature. Until people fast and clean themselves out and get things in order, their mind is only going to be responsive to their first mind. They're down in the dantian, down in the energy in hell, in heal in that your belly, the belly, the ball, the belly of hell. Hell is the inferno of the fire and the flame of your dantian. It's like a storehouse. You have your two burners. You have your twin burners in your body. So people have a clean gut. They have no instinct towards what is natural. Let me go refill this. I'll be right back. All right, be back. Where am I at here? Yeah, and essentially, yeah. See, I always dark lights and it's glow in the dark. But is it glowing? And it's so funny. The first time I turned this on, um, it was it. The first time I put this filter on, it was exactly the way I recalled a dream that I had. Well, I don't think it was a dream. I think it was out of body. Um, but I was sitting there with a shaman, and we were sitting next to this fireplace, and then some of my tattoos started glowing. And then the house that I lived in about 2 years ago. Um, while I was living there, it's when I turned this filter on, and I was sitting next to a fireplace, and I seen my tattoo glowing, and sitting next to the fireplace, and it was the dream subconscious body, whatever it was. Uh, it was pretty wild. Yeah, the phosphorescence and fluorescence. Yeah, we talked about that a few times. It's and it's how to kill off bacteria in the body with things that like. I wish I had some tonic water. Ooh, maybe I do. Hold on. Maybe I do. Do I? Would I be so lucky? Oh, I do. Let's see if this. Let's see if this. I don't know if it would. Let me see. No. See, it would actually. If there was a black light, it should glow. Tonic water should glow in a black light. This I don't. I wouldn't call this a black light. I don't think. It could be, but because it's. Well, it has quinine hydrochloride, but quinine glows in the dark. Ugh. Divine, you got a half gallon of vodka? What does that mean? How much is a half gallon? Is that a 750? Yeah, it's a 750, right? I never heard of it called a half gallon before. Yeah, I bought a bunch of vodka yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. So I could yeah, so there you go. Synchron Blacklight, the Dark Star, and the Son of Lucifer, and Lucent, and quinine being a phosphorescence. I did a video a couple years ago on that completely. So I'm sure you know that one. But if you haven't, you can, dig around a little bit for it. All about quinine and phosphorescence and stuff. That's interesting, Stan. Somebody the other day was saying that I always appear bluish purple. Funny you say that. And I do have a couple orange hairs in here. Oh, you gonna get that purple drink? You gonna make that purple drink? I like I like grape juice when it's turned itself into wine. Although I cannot stand that they put what's the all the what do they put in wine these days? It gives me a rash. Like I break out. Like if I drink cheap wine and it has what's the stuff called? I get like heated and like my throat gets congested. Sulfites, yeah, sulfites are horrible. I don't do well with them at all. I cannot process them, or I process them so quick that I immediately respond. Sulfur phosphates. Yes. What does quinine protect against? Quinine basically kills off all sorts of bacteria. Yeah, gin and tonics. So the tonics basically gets rid of get rid of malaria, a bunch of different things. So the quinine, which is I get into why it glows in the dark and this its connection to into why it glows. And yeah, get super champion getting merloaded. Merloaded is where it's at, man. Yeah, there's a bunch of things that specifically. I mean, that was the quinine was why people come down with the plague, man, because they were drinking all the gin. I suspect it's from the gin as well because they're using a lot of different herbs and it was fresh and it wasn't just flavored. You know what I mean? It was actually using the Quinine can help with seasickness. I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure. Um, Synchron, I'm on board with that idea. Yeah, I'm sure I'm probably certain that it has something to do with how much light, how much photonic energy you're taking into your eyes by staring at the sun, gazing, moon gazing, and all of this. And I think part of that is probably allowing people to see it. Um, and it's like, being in the country versus being in a city, and there's so much light pollution you wouldn't be able to see anyways. And let me go grab my computer. Let me go grab this other computer over here. Maybe I can find that video. Maybe my internet will work now on here, and see if I can't find you that video. Azara Wolf. Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple this year. A couple eclipses. What can I help you with? You can help me find a video with my name on it. Quie. Here's one of the videos if you're there. It's called The Allegory of Honey and Quinine. That's only 3 minutes long. Yeah, it was that one, and then man, I really wish I would have labeled my videos better. Oh, here's one. Cleansing Kabbalah juice, master tonic, and urine. Good videos of mine, really though, is search my name and then find somebody else that put a collection of my videos together. Like that usually will. That usually is pretty good because because it's like verifying that they liked it. You know what I mean? Yeah, cleansing, Kabbalah juice, master tonic. I think maybe everything is placebo, nocebo, programming nutrition. Maybe that one. Oh, guess what? Guess what? Here, um, I figured out where some of my music is. I'm gonna pause this. You guys can have some of my music. Let's see it, Harris. A moment of your time, please. Let's see what we got here. This is Can you hear it? Oh, this is you're gonna be a pile of donkey dicks, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, it is. Gonna give me, it's gonna give me, why do this now? Come on, computer. You know better. Ah, okay, I guess you guys don't get my music right now. You can let me talk. Maybe this will work in a little bit. Tap to retry. I'm retrying and it's not listening. Okay. We'll turn for whatever reason this is working, but that's not working. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Yeah, I know. Of course, it sounded good. That was called a banjo, a church organ, into a bar. That's the name of the song. At least I know where some of my songs are now. Somebody put them on here. Morning for you? It is the evening. Oh, actually, it's I didn't realize it's almost midnight. Uh-huh. Maybe let's see if this wants to work now. I'll give this one more shot here. Yes, it's not gonna work, is it? You can have this. Oh well. Oh well. Oh no, this one's gonna. Son of a son of a bitch and things. Maine. What up, Maine? Speaking of time, it's time for me to go take a piss. I'll be right back. Hopefully this music will start working for you guys. So we have something to listen to besides me pissing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Zach. Hmm. You guys aren't 47? I am almost directly. Let's see. If I walk that way 1 mile, I'm exactly at 39. You guys ever have just that perfect cookie? Mm. Mm. Sometimes I don't eat candy or snacks too much like that, but there's this place on the street that does the most amazing, most absurdly amazing cookies. Mm. Yeah, it is Saturday, which is funny that people would show up on a Saturday night. I think that's what we were talking about earlier a little bit, but assume more people would be inside rather than outside because of the Corona circus. Pumpkin bread. I'm down with banana bread with walnuts in it. Cinnamon walnuts. Banana bread's where it's at. Pumpkin bread I don't know anything about really. Well, I do like pumpkin pie. And Divine, thank you for spelling it the right way. Pumpkin, yo. What else, y'all? What do you want to get into here? We're almost 2 hours in, and I'm still I'm still smelling this person's. It must be something in here at this point, but it's not. I keep smelling this cologne or this perfume. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What's the deal with pumpkin bread? Is it is there any other what's the other major flavor? Like banana bread is obviously gonna be bananas and walnuts most of the time. Like pumpkin and what? Like aniseed, allspice. The fat face. Divine Haze, that's funny. Somebody else on here, I forget who it was. Her name, she always went by Pumpkin. So funny. I forget who the hell it was. Cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, cloves. Okay, it's gonna be kind of like pumpkin pie. Yeah. Is it very bready? Is it like how like banana bread is kind of dense, or is it more like fluffy, or is it like? All right, I'm probably gonna kick it with you guys for like 15 more minutes, and then maybe nap time. Oh yeah. All right, Patrick Rogers, enjoy your salmon fishing, dude. Yeah, same texture as banana. Okay. Yeah, go catch some salmon, dude. I've got a 20, oh, 20 pound salmon, I guess. I did a couple salmon hunting, a couple salmon hunting adventures. Yeah, that's sunrise on the water is really that's a cool thing. It sucks getting out of bed that early, but then when you're out there, it's kind of like it's a very interesting feeling. Oh, you had salmon for dinner. I had what did I have yesterday? I had tilapia. tilapia and couscous and rice. I made couscous and rice, and I made this and the tilapia I did in like an Asian style, so like onion, garlic, ginger that I marinated it in, and then you know, white pepper, black pepper, some soy sauce. Yeah. Oh, and if you guys get a chance, go watch this show called it's on Netflix. What is it? It's called Paradise. It's a cartoon. It's so absurd. I didn't think anything could get more raunchy but no, they've outdid themselves. Paradise PD, I believe. It's a cartoon. Really, really hysterical. All right, yo. I think I'm gonna dip because I'm feeling very nappy right now. This drink kind of just hit me in the sleepy mode. And there's the yawn right there. Because I didn't sleep too much yesterday. So it's been fun. Happy birthday, dude, and everybody else. Have a splendid evening or whatever you're doing. Synchron, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Divine. Zet. Patrick out of here. Who else in the background? So go to bed. Divine Hazel, so go to bed. You guys want to just chat on here? Is that what's up? And if you want, I mean, for real, like if you guys want to just like bug out on here, I'm happy to. I'm gonna mute this though, because I want to turn my TV on. If you be like Hazel, if you're serious, I'll leave it on. I don't care. Zara Wolf, good to see you. Stay well. Do weird things. And maybe tomorrow I'll have a couple more ideas and have a little bit of a longer talk in the beginning than just rather than just doing questions and answers and bullshit with you guys. We'll see. Maybe I'll try to jump into the dream world and try to find something cool. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Yo, Divine Hazel, hey, if I can't get right to sleep, I'll jump back on here. So feel free to, for everybody else too, feel free to you know, check out the YouTubes in a little bit. Maybe I'll get back on here. We'll see. But until then, stay cool, do weird things. Bye.